Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early to mid August 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancer Collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Cancerians in early to mid-August? It is a lovely Leo season. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, and we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer early to mid-August. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's have ourselves a good time today, my friends. We're going to have some fun. All right, cool. So, all right, it's a very tempting type of energy, very tempting offer indeed. And this card is similar to the devil within the tarot deck, but temptation really is the roundabout energy that this portrays, which again doesn't necessarily have to be bad. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this horned devil-like figure. We have the woman, the serpent, the apple, the fire. This is obviously Adam and Eve symbolism showing up here. Now, the devil within the tarot deck is usually very earthly and earthy and just like really grounded, and it can mean a lot of different challenges. But this to me is literally, like I already said, about temptation. So whether there's certain things you're trying to refrain from, this energy in its positive sense could be very pleasurable. So just keep that in mind. Maybe you just want to have fun or do something enjoyable or just enjoy yourself. Nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, if there are things you're trying to refrain from, so whether that be behaviors, habits, people, whatever it is, like this energy could be very tempting. Like, oh, Cancer, don't you want this? Don't you want to try this? Don't you want to bite of that apple? So just watch out for that in this time, especially if there are things where it's like, oh, that's my weakness, because this energy is extremely tempting. So we're just going to leave it there. I mean, it doesn't just have to be that. Again, it could be fun and pleasurable in its own way, but we're going to let them chill out. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the beautiful Cancerians. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So the emotional realm was in full go last week. The reading was titled An Emotional Warning, which normally to me does show a little bit of both, like some highs and some lows and some swings. So whether you're dealing with some difficult, complex emotions, maybe someone you are connected to is a little up and down, all of that can be in play. Just know that that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks, so watch out for that. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Cancer. What is happening in early to mid-August, please? There we go. King of Swords. Not as fun, right? I mean, we got the King of Swords. That could be cool. It's an energy that's definitely about its business. Just going to get him tucked in right there. Let's get a couple more and see what's happening. What's going on here? Good. Okay. We got the 5 of Cups here. So again, we have more of this internal facing type of energy. Let's get one more out and we'll see what's up. So good, cool, quick. Okay, double cards here. So we have the 4 of Cups, so very watery once again, which I do see the energy improving, which I think is pretty good. A little bit up and down still, and then we have the 5 of Pentacles right here on the back end. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know me, I always love to look at the elements. I feel like that frames the reading and lays a good foundation. And the main majority, especially here in the main part of the reading, is internal facing. We have a mix of water, which is usually very comfortable for Cancer, and a little bit of air, and they operate in totally different ways. And then for the bonus, we have a little bit of earth grounding everything down. Now, when it comes to water, that is your power element. That's your comfort zone. It is soft and subtle. It ties to energy sensitivity and intuition. So again, if you're sensitive to energy, it could be heightened when we have all this water in the reading. You're good at navigating it though most of the time. The water energy is creative and expressive. It's artistic. So it's great for any creative pursuit or endeavor. But it also deals with partnerships. It also deals with emotional matters, matters of the heart, things that we are emotionally invested in, things that we care about. So whether that be a partnership, whether that be a job, it's something that we really care about. The downside to water is the ebb and flow, right? Like the up and the down, just like the tides, and it could sometimes overwhelm. But normally, water signs are good navigating it. Then here on the front, we have the air, straightforward to the point. It's all about the facts. It's logical, it's pragmatic, it's strategic. So we have the heart and the mind. My heart and intuitions tell me one thing, my mind and the facts are telling me another. So watch out for any situations that might be doing that dance. Air is mostly about information. So whether it's how we perceive it, how we receive it, looking for information, searching, there's something I really want to know, there's something I really want to figure out. We're giving it. That's why it is the suit of communication, because that's what communication's all about, right? Giving and receiving information. The downside to air is that it could be very cold, very stern, very serious. It could sometimes represent overthinking. So we have a lot of internal stuff, a little bit of earth back here, which does represent the earthly matters. So money, work, home and family, day-to-day life and routine. But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we got the King of Swords. That's an energy that's not messing around. Now, normally I really like this card. It could be an air sign you're connected to, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And kings represent control of their suit. So what was I saying this is about? The information, the communication. The King of Swords is extremely logical, very smart, very intelligent. This could be an energy you're stepping into right now where your mind could be firing on all cylinders. And that's usually a good thing. He's very strategic. This energy doesn't do things by accident. There's like a plan, there's a structure. So there could be something around planning or strategy, whether it's you or somebody else when the King of Swords is here. So normally I like it. But when we get to the downside of the King of Swords, it could sometimes be mean, harsh, cold, clinical, surgical in a way. So again, it doesn't have to be. Sometimes he just shows up when someone is in a no BS, no games mindset. So that could partially be it. And he does often show up when there's something serious of note. So whether it's a situation, whether it's a talk, whether it's a change, whether it's a win, the King of Swords is about his business. Like it's an energy that's very serious in nature. Now moving to the middle, we have the Five of Cups, which again, I know it's not the most optimal energy, but I do think there's benefits to it as well. The Five of Cups, we see this person all dressed in black, River of Tears card, as a lot of readers call it. Um, it's upset. Now, I always say it's on a spectrum, right? Like the Five of Cups, it doesn't always have to be the worst case scenario. The sky doesn't have to be falling. It might just be a day where you wake up on the wrong side of the bed. It might just feel a little gloomy. It might be malaise, right? It could even be boredom on the lower end of the spectrum. So, like if you're feeling a little bored lately or cabin fever, Five of Cups, but it can also be pretty major depression, anxiety, really going through it. So, this could be someone that's dealing with some problems or situations, and we'll look at it further. But the good thing about the Five of Cups, repeating fives, especially since we have two, always represent change. They always represent a shift of energy. This is not the final destination. Notice that there are still cups standing. There is still stuff off in the horizon. So to me, it's like I will get over this hurdle. So I like it for that because it's like, okay, even if what I'm going through right now isn't ideal, I'm working on it. So that's pretty cool. So we'll see what's up with that. But yeah, of course, it could be a problem or a situation that's not very pleasant. Now, moving to the back end, we have the Four of Cups. I'm much more neutral about what the Four of Cups makes me feel as we get these guys all lined up back in order. We see this lady, she's sitting under the tree, um, taking a little nap, having a little snooze. So if you've been a little extra tired or sleepy, you're not getting a lot of rest, this card could represent it. It's a little bit of a restless type of energy. In the good sense, it's great for ideas, it's great for brainstorming, the imagination, the creativity. We love this. It's like super rich inner world, and it could represent fantasy as well. This could show up when there is someone or something that you are thinking about often, or someone or something that's thinking about you often too. Notice that the universe is still trying to hand her that Ace of Cups, where it's like, hey, look at this, I got this for you. But it's like, no, I'd rather have one of these cups. So we just need to watch out for this card. It could be great, but it is in its head. So watch out for the overthinking, especially with the like the combination of the 5 and 4 of cups. That's an energy that is in its head a little bit. Then here on the back end, we have the 5 of pentacles. Again, this is just a bonus. So another little footnote, we see those people, they're not having the best time ever, right? Like they're thrown out in the cold. Sometimes this shows up when there's something we're missing, we're longing for. Watch out for money issues, watch out for budgeting, stuff like that when this card is here. But the positive aspect is it's very similar to the 5 of cups, where it's like this current situation is not the final destination. This is just a hurdle. It's not a blockage, it's a hurdle. And it changes. That's the big thing. So I want to dive deeper on all this, Cancer. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on, that king? And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, King of Swords time. Thank you. Okay, so we have the Hermit in the upright. This is absolutely like the energy of somebody. I like the caution. I'll tell you that, right? Because the Hermit is withdrawn. It's quiet. It's a little hush hush. This is absolutely. I don't want to like make it sound like it's a bad thing, but it's someone that could be secretively planning something. Where it's like, okay, I'm going to choose my words wisely. Or how should I move forward? It's like somebody strategizing prior to the fact. So again, I'm not saying this is definitely you. It could be someone around you where it's like, all right, I have a plan and I'm keeping it to myself for now. So there is someone either in the planning phase, or this could be advice from spirit for you where it's like, okay, get your plan together. Don't really speak about it. Then we move forward. Plan and then move forward. Now the Hermit, Virgo energy. If you're not connected to Virgo, as I already mentioned, it's withdrawn, it's pulled back. But the good thing about the Hermit is it represents wisdom through experience. So especially next to the King of Swords, it's like, okay, I've been through this before. How am I going to move forward? So whether it's you getting advice from somebody to help you plan a way forward, whether someone's coming to you for advice, all of that can be in play. But the main intuitive thing I'm picking up here is it's just super planned out and strategic. Like this doesn't feel like a mistake on the front end. We're just going to keep going. Yeah, let's keep going. I don't want to muddy the waters here, but it does also feel like someone that's just being quiet for the time being. You know how sometimes when people feel a way about a situation or they're not feeling too great about it, some people will keep it to themselves and be quiet and hold it in. Some people will lash out. This energy is the former. This energy is like, I'm just going to keep this to myself for now. Let's keep going. Let's see what's up with the 5 of Cups. So that's interesting. I feel neutral about it, to be honest with you. So why is the 5 of Cups here? Okay. But you know what? I'm not really too concerned about this at this point. So we have the Moon in reverse. That's a card that could absolutely connect to you. It's one of the more subtle cards. It's very mysterious. It could represent the unknown, the unexpected. So notice in the undertones, we have a lot of these hidden, secretive type of cards. They're very private. So for some cancers in this time, maybe you're being a little extra private about a certain thing or a situation. It's like, I'm going to keep this to myself for now. Now, the Moon, especially in reverse under the 5 of Cups with the double fives, it is giving me this energy of like an unexpected change or a surprising change of some sort, a shift in energy. So whether it's from within yourself, whether it's a situation itself, the reason I said this doesn't feel too rough to me is it's like I just need to get used to something. Where like, have you ever jumped into a swimming pool or a body of water and it's like freezing cold when you first jump in, but then your body gets used to it? That's how this feels to me. It's like I just need a second to acclimate. So watch out for things that shift and change where you just need to get used to it. Like, and that could be a lot of different things. There's like an adjustment period that I'm picking up here, especially with the Moon in reverse, where it's like, oh, okay, that was a thing. I just need to digest it, if that makes sense. So totally different from what we were picking up here in the front. Maybe with all this strategy and planning and preparing, this energy throws a little bit of a curveball where it's like, oh, I wasn't planning for that, but I could still get through it, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, it's like a unexpected or surprising change or shift of energy. And it's like, I just need to adjust. So whether it's adjusting those plans or just adjusting to a situation, like that's how it mainly feels to me. Where it's I just need to get used to it. I just need to adjust. So we're gonna keep going. Again, we're not gonna overcomplicate it. It is what it is. Let's see what's up with the Four of Cups. And then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the Four of Cups here? Okay, here we go. All right, cool. So the energy does do that adjusting, if that makes sense. So we have the Fool in the upright, beautiful. It's like a very hopeful, nice, happy card. You ever hear that phrase, think happy thoughts, just like in Peter Pan, where they have to think happy thoughts to fly? Some of you might know about that, some of you might not. But the Fool to me is optimistic, it's happy, it's fresh, it's new, it's usually a very light-hearted type of energy. So when we go from the King of Swords all the way over to the Fool card, it's just like what I've been seeing, an adjustment period, where I just need time to adjust. I just need time to get used to something. So if have been a variety of things that have been shifting or changing, or you're acclimating to, it's like, yeah, no, I'm good. I just need to get acclimated with it. That's the best way to put it. Now, the Fool is wins and victories. And when I see it under a very cerebral card like the Four of Cups, it is like think happy thoughts. And I saw something similar in the Virgo reading this week where there was this energy where it's like, let me reframe this situation where, like, okay, that doesn't look ideal, but let me look at it from a different angle. Let me reframe it. Like, this isn't a problem. It is just a temporary hurdle, if that makes sense. That's how this is feeling to me. So there is a win in the end. There's positive energy in the end. There is an acclamation to whatever this shift of energy is. So I'd say that's a pretty good thing. But change is usually never easy, right? Like that's just the name of the game and how this reality works. But it might be easier than you think. There could be something that you might be dealing with or something that could pop up that might be beneficial in the long run, believe it or not. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. If you kindly look in the box position number one, we start with a bit of a cold, calculated type of energy in the front. King of Swords, Hermit in the upright. Like, yeah, I'm just going to plan this over here. I'm not going to tell anyone about it. That was the main vibe I was picking up here. So, yeah, strategy planning, all that stuff, whether it's advice or how someone's moving, it is very quiet. And if someone's not feeling too great about something, it doesn't feel like they're lashing out. So, if someone's upset, it's like they're keeping it to themselves. Moving to the middle, there is this like shift or change of energy where, as I mentioned, it's like jumping into cold water where at first it's freezing but you just need to adjust. So watch out for surprising or unexpected changes or shifts in energy, whether that's internal or external. It does adjust because as we get to the back end, we have the Four of Cups with the Fool. So whether that's reframing a situation, reframing one's thoughts, or that adjustment period where it's like, okay, I feel good now, there is a win in the end. So there could be something that may seem like a challenge, but at the end of the day, it's actually going to be a win. So I think that's good. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. What do we got? Cool. King of Swords. Are we surprised, right? Like this was a very important part of this week's reading, and he shows up once again within the shadows. So if those of you are connected with Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, this could be them showing up in the mix once again. But I like the King of Swords. I already told you, it's like practical, it's serious, it's smart, it's intelligent, but the main thing is that it's planned out. It is strategic. So I like it. Maybe it does deal with this adjustment or something like going against the plans. That's very possible. But I do think that there is a win in the end still, even with this in the shadows. Now, we will talk about the shadow side of the King of Swords. Yes, it's an energy that can be cold. Yes, it's an energy that can be quite mean. And it could cut things away when he shows up. So again, if you're dealing with somebody where it's like, oh, they're acting really cold or, oh, they're acting really weird, I wouldn't take it personal. And I know that's easier said than done, right? Also, watch your words. You might hurt someone's feelings without even trying when the King of Swords is there. I think it could be good, especially since it was in the main part of the reading. But Cancer, that's what I got for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The August calendar is up and spots go quick, so you might want to check that out. But for the August subscriber surprise, we're doing another winner's choice. I will choose 3 winners at random to either choose the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, which is an absolutely stunning deck, or one of the custom made crystal pendants from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards that showed up in your reading today, which one intrigued you the most? Which one caught your attention and why? And you put that in the comments, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab / post tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.